Okay, Wei, this is where we're going to go through the site and talk about some of the other updates and fixes and such with the proposal. First off, what we want to do is when we scroll down, your navigation bar goes away. So we want to make sure the navigation bar stays, right? We also want to change some of the colors and visuals. You had mentioned the table of grace site and looking at some of these type of colors, and then you'll see the top stays, the navigation stays. So color choices, you'll be working with our team on those. Now let's go through the individual pieces within the site, the user experience, if you will. As we scroll down, everything on this page looks good. If you've got images, we can put images here. And going back up, let's look at some of the other links. Now in programs, each one of these that happen to have data will keep this data and information, making sure that the links work. In some of the others, like some of the committees, I believe the communications committee that has data, the culture committee doesn't have data. So we talked about removing pages wherever it makes sense. Now on other pages, let's say we go back to programs and we look at the PVSA 2021, we can put more data in there as well, or more content if you have it. Some of these are laid out pretty nicely. And again, though, when I'm at the bottom of a page, rather than having to scroll up, we're just going to have this piece stick to it. Now, let's continue to look around in a little bit more detail. If we look at Join Us, you can see here I'm selecting a membership level and the contact information. There's a couple other pages too that have contact info that aren't links. And what I mean by links is if we see an email in here, for example, let's look at Contact Us. There's not one here. Oh, here it is, acan.members@gmail.com. This should be a hot link, right? So every page will have content or be removed, and then all of the pages will then be optimized for speed and such. This looks pretty good. Some of your pages are pretty good. The only other piece that is more of a phase 2, if you like, is if we look at donate. You've got an engine here that allows for quick pay, Wells Fargo, SurePay. Again, though, the email, you want that to be a link, right? So someone can reach out. And if you look at a model like Table of Grace and you look at their donate page, you can see they've got something built in. This isn't part of what we're proposing. What we're proposing now is to fix all the function and foundational issues per the report card, and then going back into your site and removing old pages, making sure that links work, putting in emails, etc. Let's look at a little bit more under programs. Same thing here, making sure the link works, etc. So you'll be able to work with our team on coloring and things of that nature, but what we want to have at the end of the day is a better functioning, performing site, foundation being correct, and then the look and feel, how do I want to say it, more catchy, more colorful, right? Like that Grace page. About us, press releases, some of this is pretty good, right? And the links are working. But again, cleaning up the site, making sure that everything looks the same. Also, what I would recommend is within committees, you had said some of the people had written their committee pages and they may look a little bit different than other committee pages. Perhaps what we'd like to do is something that kind of brings these pages together. Member being gone, looking at youth committee, looks a lot different than some of the other ones, right? So maybe we want to make sure that all these have the same look and feel. But that's kind of the recap and what we want to do as far as the website, and I believe what you were looking for. So sending this over to you now. And again, sponsor us, same type of thing. You know, these sponsors that you have, it's kind of an old-fashioned walk through here. We could change this to a scroll, but there's nowhere else to go, right? I can't really do anything with the sponsor. This is just going to take it out to one of your sponsors' pages, which is great. But again, going back, where do we sponsor? Where do we have that form done? Lastly, we'll come in under the 5-minute mark, making sure everything works perfect. Your Facebook works. Twitter, that looks like it's going to the right one. Not a lot of activity, but it's going to the right one. Instagram, Good. And also, you have a YouTube channel. We may want to put that down there. And then again, at the top, when we land and on this banner, a phone number, any way to contact it, some sort of call to action. But that's what we're going to cover between the report card, which I've filled out. You'll have that shortly, a new version of it, and the website. So I appreciate it and looking forward to talking to you soon. Bye bye.